Here's the question. How do you make the impossible possible? Simple. Remove the I am, the ego. Now, how do you step into that newfound possibility? With a series of small intentional steps. Never forget, the greatest among us started from humble beginnings. But to truly unlock your potential, realize you're here for something greater. If you're yearning for more than just a good life, let's take that small step together to reach greatness. Welcome to the Greatness from Small Beginnings podcast, where we're talking to those who have gone from mediocrity to motivated, overlooked to overachieving, forgettable to unforgettable. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, everybody. We are back. We as in you and I, we as in, been working on a couple of guests and not happening yet, but looking forward to the day very soon. Just reminded me, I'm looking outside. This is just as we're getting ready to enter 2026. I'm gonna do this one today about some things I've been thinking about, and I ran across this list of important ideas about awareness, psychological, emotional awareness. And if we can do these things, if I can do these things, then I can have a better 26 than I had 25. Now, 25 in many ways wasn't terrible, but I'm also taking a couple of courses that are helping me zone in on some things that are more about my purpose in life, and looking forward to the results of that. Just looking outside, it's near sunset. This morning I was right in here, similar place that I'm in my studio now, but just outside the house here, outside the building. And I was looking across at this field, and there was a deer standing there. And I'm thinking, oh, what a great place to live. It's fantastic. And it is. It truly is. Now I'm going to be squinting a little bit at my notes today as I share this. The title of this, Greatness from Small Beginnings podcast. And again, greatness is where we're supposed to be. Small beginnings is where we perpetually are, because we're working our way towards, and we have to keep resetting and thinking, okay, I'm still in a small place. I want to be in a bigger place, a better place, a great place. And we're going to continue to work our way that direction. This one is titled 14 Tricks That Aware People Know and Use. And this is some of the things that I'm stimulated to do and be this year. Because, I use this podcast every time for self-help. Like, okay, I want to talk about things that are relevant to me, my life, the things I need to work on, and hopefully some that you need to work on too. But here is me talking to me, but I'm talking to you at the same time. Now I'm going to be squinting. I wrote small. I was writing fast, so hopefully I won't stumble over the words that I've written that I can't read now. 14 things. I'll call them tricks, but they're not tricks. They're more like laws almost of how to come across a certain way, not to make yourself better in a prideful way, but to put yourself in a great position, a greater position that allows you to be the leader that you were supposed to be, that God made you to be in this world. Now, let me go back and say that I've been thinking a lot this year, and haven't in years past, not about New Year's resolutions, but about what I would say if I had a word for the year. And I'm pretty sure I've got it dialed in. The word is abundance, and it comes from the Bible, John 10:10. Let me read it just so that I can make sure I get it right. The thief, the enemy of our soul. The thief does not come except to steal and kill and destroy. Jesus speaking. I came that they may have life, that you may have life, and that you may have it more abundantly. So my word for the year is abundance. And often I know some people that have chosen words similar to this, success, whatever. Might even have, I've heard of people choosing this word and having more. Think of cornucopia, full of stuff, and having more stuff. And I think that's not actually what I'm after. What I'm after is more of what God would want me to have. In light of the fact that the thief wants to come, steal, and kill and destroy. The thief, the enemy of our soul, wants to steal. I just took some notes on a master class that was taken. Let's see, what is it? Kill. He wants to kill what is alive in you. He wants to steal what has God has given you, and he wants to destroy what God is building in you and with you. Ha. So he wants to kill, steal, and destroy. Steal, okay, and let's put it in the right order. Steal, kill, and destroy. I don't want that. But I do want the second part of this verse, which is the abundance that comes from the opposite of that. And I want to understand that word abundance as an action, as a daily living out in my life. And it doesn't have for me, and really at all, much to do with finances. Has something to do with finances because finances are resources. They are also can be an idol. The resource also can be an idol, but that's not the way it has ever been for me. So that being said, we're going to get on to the 14 things because it could take a while if we don't get started. All right. Number one, the power of a 2-second pause. This is mostly in the context of conversation with people and maybe even in a room with multiple people. The power of a 2-second pause. It signals emotional control, gives you time to figure out what you need to say. It elevates the group and it elevates your presence in a group. So I'm not sure 2 seconds is typically enough to be noticeable. I'm not disagreeing with what's here, and this is supposedly psychological research. I'm not disagreeing with it, but at least a 2-second pause, sometimes more. But it gives you time to think, gives you time to put together the thought. The first words that come out of your mouth are important. It gives you time to check, especially if what came at you was something that you didn't like or enjoy, that you would have preferred had not come at you. And often when we're looking for preferential ways to respond, we assess the preference that we just had in that moment. Was that preferential coming my way, or would I have preferred something else? And then that's a less judgmental way to say it. Number two, speak 10% slower than those around you. It's hard to gauge what that means, but definitely speak slower with more tonality, with often more expression. Be nearly, and we'll get to this in a minute, maybe be nearly emotionless or expressionless between your time to speak, your expression, but have very little expression on your face and in your body language. But speak 10% slower than those you're interacting with. It'll give them the necessity to listen harder, and then your voice carries more weight because you're going to have time for less words. You're just going to want to speak. When you speak slowly, it actually helps you cut down the number of words you use, especially the filler words, the ums. The that being said, in that I say a lot. Number three, let others fill in the silence, not you. If you listen to the things that are being said, you can catch. People are going to give things away. And if you ask them a few penetrating questions at the 10% slower, with a few pauses, then it puts people in a position where they really feel like there's a need to fill silence. And then you can actually get things, I guess, from them. But it does expose them. Let them expose themselves. And then listen. Number four goes right into that. Observe before you reveal. Observe body language, tone, words, and then speak from a place of understanding. And if you don't have understanding, admit it. Well, I don't understand what to say about this, but how about we either agree that it's not important at this moment, or I'll get back to you on that. That's possible to do. Number five, mirror lightly. You've heard of the idea of mirroring, which is basically repeating what someone else said. Mirror body language, mirror things that are smaller. Mirror, the way they put this was mirror lightly, which I think is a really good idea. It's a good concept for me to understand. Number six, be careful what you're exposed to, because that input is going to be your output. So if the clamoring online and other things create a busy mind in you, a lot of opinions that you feel like you need to share, then move on. Go to something else that shares eternal opinions, things that are better. I always recommend the Bible, at least some every day, at least some. But your exposure will create your output. That's not the way I want to say this. Let's see. Your input will create your output, and it creates the standards in your life with which you will act. Be careful with that. Okay, number seven, use people's first name often, and then small facts about them, things you've noticed, even in the conversation. In a first meeting, you noticed this thing. Didn't even get the person's name, but I said to them, "Do you smile all the time?" And anyway, she gave me philosophically yes, she smiles a lot at work because she puts effort into it. I thought that was a great answer. But that is tantamount to using her name. And I didn't know her name, but I could have gotten it and maybe even used it in that situation to make that moment a tiny bit sweeter. So these are all things that I'm going to use this year as I'm looking for abundance in relationship, abundance in my leadership, for the results in my life, the things that I want to do better, be better, bigger. Number eight, praise in public, correct in private. I don't have to say much about this. Praise a lot. But when a correction needs to come, speak slowly, speak empathetically, but speak in private, one-on-one. Number nine, let others win. Tell others that someone has won, and then allow that to lower your ego, your need for ego in the situation. And then be generous. Be generous to others and bragging about them. Number 10, master emotional neutrality. I mentioned up higher that on this list that I would be getting to this is calm is powerful. And I am so bad at not allowing my facial expressions to catch me, like to expose the way I feel. And I need to be more careful about that for the reason of creating stability in the conversation. I do want to bring peace. I do want to bring calm, but mostly for me, I want to bring stable. That not only am I stable, but we are stable. This conversation is stable. This relationship is stable because I'm in it. And I want to provide that for others. Respond to insults with calm curiosity with questions like, why do you feel that way? Or, or help me understand, something like that. And then often, like the flip side of that same coin is that often if you're calm in the response, which often I am not, because I let my emotions carry it through my face, that I'm actually not calm. Sometimes it's intentional and other times it's not. But if it's not intentional, I need to be careful. I need to work harder at that so I can live in a more abundance. To be honest, at 2026, I need to specialize in these things and use leadership as an asset more often to help transform the people I'm leading and even myself to lead myself better. So that means, and even if it's not a direct insult, if it's an insult somehow to my leadership, and I do have those sometimes, then I need to respond calmly and push through that, almost throw a judgment back by how calm I can be and ask questions. Number 12, add a reason to the response. Positive response, negative response, any response, in particular to a criticism or a difficult part of the conversation. Add something like because, or I've noticed that, and then fill in the blank. What you want to do that for is trigger cooperation. And if I'm going to live in abundance this year, then I need to trigger in 2026, I need to trigger cooperation a lot more often. Number 13, control my expressions, even micro expressions, like raised eyebrows, slow blinks, looking away, lip tightening, hands in head, like, shaking heads. If I don't do those things, but I hold my face still and hold my hands clasped, maybe not in my lap, but sitting on the table, whatever it takes to stay calm and still, I need to learn to do that. That's a goal, I guess, for 2026. Control my expressions, even my micro expressions. Then 14, counter your energy to the room. So if the room is dull, come in with energy. If the room is full of energy, then come in with calm, come in with peace. If the room is negative, then come in with positive. Say things that are positive. Body language is positive. Sit up straight. Straighten your presentation, your what word I'm looking for, posture, and smile. So people will sync to the energy. I need to remember that as I am older now, and I don't need to say as many things for people to know that I have wisdom. It's just true. I have wisdom. I've been studying scripture for almost 34 years, every day of my life, with the exception of about 100. In 34 years, I missed 100 days. And it's part of my life now. And so I have inherent wisdom that doesn't come from me. It comes from a higher source. And people know that almost inherently. But I don't get to share it if I don't enter in calmly and create a calm moment and create better leadership in a group. That being said, there's my statement, is that this is how I'm going to strive for greatness this year, 2026. Hold me accountable because I'm looking for abundance, and abundance in relationship and abundance in response is also hearing truth, getting coming my way. That's which should be some of what's the word that's used here? Expose myself to is the truth that other people are willing to give me. And I need to expose myself to truth in general and not my opinion of what is true, because those are two different things. What is true to me, true in a micro sense. Truth is broader. Truth is beyond myself. Its truth is bigger than me. There's a concept for you to consider. Now, I'm going to speak to you real quick as I finish up. So, the road to greatness is some of these things. The road to greatness is choosing something you're going to focus on this year. And I haven't done that much. I've done it a few times and it did help. And some of these are going to be goals, come out as goals out of a list of dreams and things I want to do. But some of these are just coming out of my value system, which is great. So here's my last words to you. You and me were designed for accomplishment. This is thanks to Zig Ziglar. What a great, looking forward to meeting him in heaven. You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. You for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. Indeed, you were. Now, my friend, go be great.